is up, everybody? I'm out on a hot and humid Saturday. I mean, the humidity is fucking ridiculous. Here to talk about a question that I actually asked xxxdeadhead. He had a little Facebook contest where he posted guess the score of his next math test. And somehow I ended up winning. I guessed an 87, he got an 85, so I was the closest. Which meant I got to pick the topic of his next motovlog. So, kind of being surprised I won. It took me a little while to figure something out, but I came up with what was the most surprising thing you've learned from riding motorcycles. And you know, he did a pretty good vlog about it. Actually, a real good vlog about it. I'll post a link to his channel and his vlog about, you know, his response, and you know, you can check that out. But, you know, then I got to thinking, it's like, hey, that's a really good topic. So I decided to do this as a video response to his topic. So what is the most surprising thing I have found about motorcycles? Mainly it's, and again, this is something I've had to think about for a while. Because, you know, I posted the topic, not really thinking I was going to answer it. Then I started kind of thinking about it, and it's like, wow, this is, you know, really hard to pick one thing. And I pretty much settled. Oh, that's good. Look at this guy driving on the wrong side of the fucking road. What is he, texting? Fucking asshole. Anyway, so as I was saying, you know, it took a while for me to figure out what I want to say, because there's so many things that are rather surprising about motorcycles. You know, between the physics of it, the counter steering, and, you know, body position, all that. You know, some of it's counterintuitive. There's the culture. You know, the difference between riders, the difference between people. You know, if you go back to my first real vlog, the reactions people give you when they find out you're riding a small bike or something like that. So there's so many things to choose from. But the one thing that I think, you know, is really the most surprising is how much motorcycling can affect your life. When I started motorcycling in 2006, I just picked it up as a way to save gas. At the time I was driving a full-size pickup. It got horrendous gas mileage. You know, the price of gas was going up and up and up, so I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna get a bike so I don't have to spend all this money, you know, putting it in my truck and watching it disappear. So I took the MSF course. I picked up a used bike, the 1983 GS 550. I got it for $500, and I started riding. And again, at first it was just, you know, something to do. I'd bring it to work, you know, whatever. Every once in a while I'd go up into the mountains and do a little bit of twisty stuff, but but as I started riding more and more, it really, you know, it really started transforming me from a guy who rides a motorcycle to a motorcyclist. And then the big change, you know, came last year when I lost somebody I really cared about, and pretty much I started going into a bit of depression because of it. So I turned to, you know, riding as a form of therapy, and I've been doing, basically I've been primarily riding ever since. I mean, it's, you know, I've turned from a guy who drives around a car and has a motorcycle to a guy who rides a motorcycle and every once in a while he drives a car. It's just been, you know, it's affected me that much. It's been, you know, the one thing I can latch on to. That, you know, I don't know, it just makes sense in this world. You know, people have even started describing me as, you know, oh, Chris, the guy that rides the bike, you know. It's not, you know, all my other hobbies. You know, I've had many hobbies and, you know, they've affected me and stuff like that, but not as much as riding has. You know, my other hobbies, you know, affected me. My radio controlled airplanes, that's a big part of it. My firearms is definitely a big part of who I am, but, you know, motorcycling seems to just, you know, define who I am greater than any of those other things. So, and there you go. There's my answer. You know, what's the most surprising thing about riding a bike is, you know, that it can literally take over your life. You know, and I think my life has been better because of it. It's definitely helped me through some difficult times. So anyway, I guess I'll conclude that here. If you know, if you like this video and you want to see more, subscribe. I have a Facebook page, link will be in the description. You can like the page so you can keep track of what I'm up to. So, you know, this is Unstable Boy. I'll talk to you later. Really? You don't block an intersection, you fucking dumbass. Oh, come on, people. Pick up the pace. Speed limit's 40. We're doing 30. Come on. Pedal those hamsters faster. Pedal those hamsters? What? On. Holy cow. Guy found the gas pedal. It's amazing. He's actually doing the speed limit. Changed up to 45, so of course he slows down. Oh no, turning, thank God. Or not. Wait, maybe, no. What are you doing? Make up your fucking mind, you idiot. Anyway, yeah, scratch.